Well, all the action is downstairs. Come on now.
Our flank is exposed.
Boy, y'all love your steaks. Come on, let me get a good look at you. Yep. Oh, were you going to tell me to wait for the finale? What if I don't want to wait? You should have planned better. Man, you approached me with that weak game. I'm the only one that can spit random one-liners. What's going on, everybody? Sir Woosif here, and welcome to a completely unplanned, just kind of spur-of-the-moment shotgun video. Okay, yeah, so I planned that last part. I have to be honest. But yeah, no, the reason why we're doing this is we are still in the midst of the Bloody Valentine seasonal event, the Valentine's Day event. And yeah, one of the challenges that has been recently released is you have to get 30 headshot kills with a shotgun. So, I mean, as you can clearly see, I've already completed the track and I have the Bloody Houndsman uniform. But I still wanted to show off this build in case anyone might have been struggling with that particular challenge. Admittedly, I was going to skip it and do something else, but then I figured, you know what, let's just make a shotgun build and see if we can make this happen. So I'm going to show you what I came up with. I went through a couple of versions, and this is the one that I ultimately settled on. Also, this is not its final form. There are other pieces that I want to get, but in terms of it working for this event, it'll work just fine. But yeah, we're just going to go through it real quick. So first things first, I crafted this shotgun. Specifically the M870, just because, well, this version, I like the way it looks, because, yeah, aesthetics. Listen, man, drip game is the real end game. But no, I did it because of the total damage. With 5 weapon cores, you get over 1.6 million damage, and that is going to help. It's going to help a lot. So a lot of everything in this build is going to be rolled for headshot damage. This one actually dropped with headshot damage already, so I only had to re-roll the talent, which I went with Pummel. So quick explanation for that. You get 3 consecutive kills, the magazine gets reloaded, and you get 40% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Being that I paired this weapon with the Hunter's Fury gear set, it's going to lean in with having to get things going. That's going to be the tough part. But, well, that's what red bars are for. So you'll see that later when I show off the build. But yeah, this is the weapon that we're going to be working with. You just want a weapon with high total damage. That's going to be the idea. All right, so I did use a different chest piece. I used a chain killer. For anyone that has a determined headhunter build, then this is going to look very familiar. So yeah, we're using perfect headhunter. So to kind of briefly go over that, after killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1,250% if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. So yeah, normally we use this with marksman rifle builds, but it'll still work with a shotgun. It'll work just fine. So this one, I have headshot damage and weapon handling because shotguns, and I have a headshot damage mod. So with Hunter's Fury, I kind of did the same thing. I'm not going to go over Hunter's Fury because I did that with the Eagle Bear video, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that, please see it. That's one of my labors of love, and I actually really like that video. But that's enough shameless self-promotion. I pretty much did the same thing with all of the Hunter's Fury gear pieces. They're rolled for either weapon handling or headshot damage. In this case, I went with weapon handling because I had a max headshot damage mod. The only thing that I didn't do with that is the holster, because this one I actually use in a different build entirely. But just to show you that even with missing one attribute for headshot damage, this build still hits. But yeah, just to kind of point that out. Now for the backpack, this is dealer's choice. Personally, I kind of wanted unstoppable force, just because you're going to be really close to the enemy, so the likelihood of you getting hit is pretty high. But it still actually works. If you can surprise the enemy and get the first shot off, then you'll still get the bonus damage. But yeah, I went with Vigilance. So you have your baseline weapon damage is buffed by 25% pretty much at all times. You lose that buff if you take damage. So this build requires you to be hyper mobile, like hyper mobile. I went with a Habsburg Guard bag because you get 13% headshot damage as the one armor piece perk. Providence Defense will do the same thing. The only difference is that one, Providence Defense, you get critical hit chance and critical hit damage as you add more pieces. This one's more aimed towards marksman rifles, but they both do the same thing. All right, so that's the build. And I went with Firewall because I already had shotgun damage included with this specialization, and you get my personal favorite, the Striker Shield. Same thing, I went over this in the Eagle Bear video, but just to do a brief overview, the number of enemies you have in front of you are going to boost your weapon damage by 7% per enemy. That's based on weapon cores. It doesn't, or I'm sorry, armor cores. It doesn't really help this much with this build, but I mean, every little bit helps. But yeah, that's going to be the idea there. So now, we're going to take a little journey over to the summit for some weapon testing. So, with that, hope to see y'all there. You're going to get to see a little bit of this build in action. Oh yeah, this might be a little difficult. Let's see how we can do this. Okay. Get that Temu drone away from me. Nothing like one shot and a named enemy. I feel good. Put that down. Handing out Tylenol. Wait, where are you? That felt quite nice. Oh, bro, was that a Charlie horse? Bro, you need to stretch before you enter a war zone.